Who are two NBA players that are very similar to each other? Maybe you're thinking of Derrick Rose and Russell Westbrook, maybe Markieff Morris and Marcus Morris. There are a lot of players in the NBA that play very similar to each other, and that's the whole point of this question. But what if these two similar players get practically swapped and replaced on a championship contending team? Well, that's exactly what happened to Marcus Smart and Jrue Holiday on the Boston Celtics. Let me give you some backstory. Since the Boston Celtics lost in the finals and then the conference finals, it seemed like that team would continue to fall short in the later stages of the playoffs. So what did the Celtics front office do? They wanted to shake up the roster and give the Celtics a big man, so they traded Marcus Smart in a 3-team trade, sending Smart to the Memphis Grizzlies, and the Celtics would get Kristaps Porzingis. While on the other side of the spectrum, the Bucks just lost to the Miami Heat in the first round of the playoffs, so Giannis Antetokounmpo was getting a little bit chippy. He's like, I don't know if I'm going to stay with the Bucks. So what did the front office do? They traded for Damian Lillard and they put Jrue Holiday in a trade to go to the Portland Trail Blazers. But Jrue Holiday didn't want to play for the Blazers at all. So this was an opportunity for the Celtics to pounce and get a player very similar to Marcus Smart, and they went ahead and got Jrue Holiday for Malcolm Brogdon and first round picks. But the point of today's video is to look at all of the action that happened and look at the aftermath. The Celtics got an identical version of Marcus Smart, but a lot better. But the real question over here is, did the Celtics really get better, or did they swap an identical point guard with another identical point guard? So to begin this comparison, let's start off on the defensive side of the ball. More specifically, being an off-ball chaser and a very good perimeter defender. Let's look at this chart for example. Yeah, I know this is not math class, but it's very simple. The left side of the graph shows that you're a good off-ball chaser, and the lower x-axis of the graph shows you how good of a perimeter defender you are. And the closer you are to the top right of the chart, the better you are at both of these statistics. And well, Jrue Holiday is all the way in the top right, while Marcus Smart is a little bit lower than him. So it's pretty evident that Jrue Holiday is a better perimeter defender than Marcus Smart is. But both Jrue Holiday and Marcus Smart are both good at one skill, and this is help defense or shadowing your defender. A good example is on this play where Jrue Holiday is originally on Jaylen Brown, but when Marcus Smart is driving the baseline, he's playing in between Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown, and this is the best thing you could do if you're playing help defense, so you have two options. So then last minute, Jrue Holiday shadows his defender, walks behind him, and jumps at Marcus Smart and gets the easy block. And the coincidental thing about this is that the block was on Marcus Smart. This is hilarious. Similarly, Marcus Smart is very good on the defensive end when it comes to helping out his defender. Take this play for example. Marcus Smart backs up and he sees that Dennis Schroeder has Franz Wagner going right at him. And while this is going on, Marcus Smart lets his defender completely roam free because Jaylen Brown can guard both of those defenders in the right wing. So right when Franz Wagner goes into the post-up position, Marcus Smart goes to the side that Franz Wagner can't see. And this is his right side. He sprints at him, and right when Franz turns around, Smart is there to grab the steal and get an easy transition bucket for Jaylen Brown. So there really isn't that much of a defensive difference when we're looking at Jrue Holiday and Marcus Smart. But on the offensive side, this is where the Celtics are gonna reap the benefits of having a Jrue Holiday on your squad. First of all, there was this controversy going around on everyone saying, oh my god, Jrue Holiday shouldn't be an all-star. Why is Jrue Holiday an all-star? The chart that I'm about to show you is gonna debunk both things. It's gonna show you that Jrue Holiday is a very good offensive player, and second of all, why he deserved to be an all-star. This chart shows us the matchup difficulty on the bottom and the offensive load that this player has. And as you guys see, by himself is Jrue Holiday. He has around 45% of the Bucks' offensive load, and on top of that, he has probably one of the highest matchup difficulties in the entire league. And with all this in mind, last season he averaged 19.3 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 7.4 assists per game, while shooting a pretty efficient 48% from the field. And now let's look at Marcus Smart. On this same exact chart, Marcus Smart is near the middle of the pack, where he has a 35% offensive load, while not really having that much of a difficult matchup against him. So since he has less offensive load and since he has a less difficult matchup, shouldn't this mean that he has a higher field goal percentage than Jrue Holiday? Well, if you thought Marcus Smart field goal was higher than Jrue Holiday, well, unfortunately you're wrong. Last season, Marcus Smart shot 41% from the field and averaged 11.5 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 6.3 assists per game. So this clearly shows us that Jrue Holiday is a much more efficient player than Marcus Smart is, and if you still think Jrue Holiday didn't deserve the All-Star spot, well, I guess you don't really understand. But now what makes it even scarier is that the Boston Celtics have Derek White and Jrue Holiday in the backcourt, and arguably this may be one of the best defensive backcourts in the whole league. So all in all, this was quite a coincidental trade from the Boston Celtics. They got a guy very similar to Marcus Smart, but a little bit better on the offensive end, and Jrue Holiday went to his rival team, the Boston Celtics, the team that they were playing in the playoffs to get by and win a championship. This season is about to get spicy. I'm excited, man. Oh yeah, and make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. You're probably annoyed at my voice by now. I've talked enough. I'll catch you guys in the next one.